Since she was little, Marcella was a force to be reckoned with. I remember when she was in first grade, they were celebrating Mardi Gras at school, and because she always struggled to get up, I was always trying to find a way to motivate her. I told her we would only get her treats for the class in the morning if she was on time. Of course, the next morning she didn't get up, and we drove past the store and straight to school. She cried because she had promised her class that she would bring poochkies, the traditional Mardi Gras treat. During the day, of course, I felt so guilty for not having taken her, and I pictured her sad little face explaining to her little friends that she didn't have the treats because her mom was so mean. But when I went to pick her up after school, Marcella walked out of the building with a huge box of treats in her hand. She was so proud of herself. When she got in the car, I asked her, what happened? Where did you get them? She said, well, you didn't get them, so I just called my aunt. Another time, she ran away. I don't even remember why. But she picked her stuffed animals and little rain boots and put them in her little suitcase, and she marched up the hill to the neighbor's house. It only lasted for a couple of hours because she was hungry and the neighbors didn't have her favorite food, beans and tortillas. She always asked for what she wanted, and she knew how to do that. She always found a way. Whether it was to get good grades, go to Grandma's house even though Grandma lived 10 hours away, or go to that Lollapalooza concert that was several states away. Go to law school. And I so admire her tenacity, I often wish I had that gutsiness. She lived life and lived it fully. She would send us videos of her dancing and twerking and singing for her birthday, for our birthdays, or even a middle of the night hello. Marcella was so proud of her cousins, and she took her role as one of the oldest cousins so seriously. She cheered on her friends and family in everything that we did. She was passionate about the unhoused and underserved, and when she got accepted to Wayne State Law, she was so excited about the opportunity to join the Black Law Student Association, to mentor other students, and intern at Legal Services of Eastern Michigan. She found her voice and a certain confidence that I am just now finding. What hurts me most is that she struggled profoundly more with many of the things that we all struggle with. A tough day, a conflict in a relationship, feelings of self-doubt. Have you felt that pressure? The feeling of the weight of the world on your shoulders? Not being able to get past your pain and sadness? I have felt that too. The fear, the unknown, the weight of the world, and life being too hard for me. It seemed to hit her so much harder though. Maybe because living life to its fullest was so important to her. She just didn't know how to manage, how to come to terms with what she was feeling. Her life tragically ended when she overdosed in September 2021. But I have to go back a little bit. It was just over a year before Marcella's death that we received a similar call. My son had an asthma attack that caught us by surprise. He hadn't had asthma since he was little. And then in July 2020, at 26 years old, just like that, he was gone. During that time, every decision hurt. But one of the hardest things for me was figuring out what my son was going to wear for such an occasion. his funeral. I had once loved shopping, but this trip to the store went against my every idea of joy or celebration. His death just didn't make sense. And finding the strength to be strong for the girls, for myself, was hard and scary and so much work. I have been questioning life since. Why am I here? What should I have done differently? How am I supposed to live without them? There had to be a reason beyond the fear and the grief. And although I had seen death before, meeting death the way that I did, my son had died, and now my baby was gone. It had never been revealed in my life that intimately. Once death shows up in your life, it's hard to forget it. You know every contour, every dark stare, every expression of the pain and ugliness that it can present. You can have an idea about life, that if you mean well, you're not hurting anybody, you're a good person. And then suddenly, that's not enough. Here was death knocking at my door again just over a year later. This time a dog, that's what we called her, bringing with it fear and sadness and regret. But a life of sadness is not who either of them were, and it was not who I was this time either. So I chose to say goodbye with purpose, joy, laughter, along with the pain, the weight of the world, and the heartache. This time, when we said goodbye to Marcella, we celebrated. We celebrate their life and continue to honor their smile and drive to change the world every day. It took something to come to that. I liken it to my training leading up to running the Chicago Marathon, because yes, I ran a marathon. I've done Dancing with the Stars, written 2 international bestsellers, and a few other things on my bucket list that make no sense to anyone except me. I did it because those things help me keep going, to keep trying, to keep living and come to terms with what I'm feeling. It was exactly 1 month after Dawn passed away that I was supposed to run the Chicago Marathon. The running and the training helped me to function, to overcome, and to stay sane. At first, it felt too much to bear, and the pain in my heart was suffocating. Getting out there every day was tiring and painful, the pain and the blisters. But here's what I found out. Blisters eventually became calluses. And by nature, those calluses became padding, if you will, that provided the much needed cushion that will inevitably protect, or that inevitably protected me, and that will protect you as you run the distance and cross your finish line. I do think about what I could have told or shared with my daughter to get her past the callousy part, the blistery part in life, to see what is on the other side, where it doesn't hurt, or at least not as much. And if it does, you're more resilient to press on from it. What Marcella taught me, and what I'm finding out, is that I get to choose, and you get to decide. To put some old skin on, protect yourself, and keep trying in order to discover what is just past the pain in the marathon of your life. When I was training for the marathon, some people thought I was crying because I was running. Some people assumed I was going to quit. Maybe I even thought about it. But running helped keep me going. I continued to face my fears, fault finding, and feelings. I blamed, I got mad at the world, I kept running and I kept crying. With every step, I got to decide. I got to celebrate Marcella's life just as she would have lived it, by helping others, cheering them on, and using my life experiences, my passion to make a difference for others. This is the life I've been given. Hers, entwined with mine, entwined with my son, with our community, and connected with yours today. So today, choose how you will keep forging forward, and more importantly, what works for you. We are but one breath away from life. Each breath we get to take. Thank you.